Good morning, here I am, Vivian Joy, your founder of She Enjoys, and here is the Monday moment of truth. Actually, my moment of truth was on Friday. And do you ever have a time where you put stuff off, you get in your own way, you sabotage yourself, you procrastinate, and eventually you get leverage? Something happens that makes you go, shit, that can't happen anymore. I can't do this anymore. This has to stop. Well, mine happened on Friday. So I hope you all had a good weekend. And I'm wondering if you got any moments of truth, just like I did. But what happened on Friday for me was, for those that don't know, I'm gay. And I have a new girlfriend, and she moved in for lockdown. And she has type 1 diabetes. And so therefore understands exactly what goes into her body and what it does to her. And on Friday we had, for the first time, a takeaway. We just had a chicken burger and chips, and then I ate, well, what can only be described as 3/4 of a packet of a family size pack of caramel nibbles. Those are like, you know, the caramel galaxy, like the caramel, Cadbury's caramel, but in a different format. And what then ensued has changed my life. At the time, it was terrifying, and now I look back at it retrospectively and I'm very grateful for what happened. But I started to have, well, a hypo. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was going on. I started to feel really unwell, like really unwell, like I didn't know what to do with myself, kind of unwell. Couldn't work out what was going on. Have had these symptoms before, just assumed I'd had too much sugar because, of course, I'd eaten all of this chocolate. And the way that I've medicated that, probably for all of my life, who knows how long, is just go to sleep. But what actually happened was, because Emma recognises the signs of a hypo, she said, you haven't got enough sugar in you. And I said, how can that possibly be? I just filled myself with sugar. But of course, what happened is my body tried to correct that and didn't recognise the level of insulin that was coming through to try and correct it, and was having trouble dealing with it all. I was projectile vomiting. I literally was in a panic. And I'm sure my panicking and anxiety made it worse. And I'm not somebody that has anxiety, as you can imagine. In fact, I coach people who have anxiety. So for me, it was a very, very scary experience. So I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like this, but if you understand what I'm saying, where something happens in your body and you don't know what's going on and you don't know how to control it, then show me some love. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. Emma did, and I thank my lucky stars that she was here, and I thank my lucky stars that finally got some answers as to what's been going on with myself, with peaks and troughs of energy. Of course, it could never be just as simple as food. Of course, it's as simple as food. And if you're here and you know about food, you probably know. But quite frankly, I've spent thousands of pounds on coaches, on mindset work, on diets, everything you can imagine to try and work out what's going on. Little did I know that I was creating all the problems, because of course insulin is an enemy if you're trying to lose weight, because if it's got a purpose, and if it's not serving its purpose, it causes all sorts of problems. So she fed me sweets, and I have never in my life not been able to eat a digestive biscuit. My mouth was so dry, I literally was crying. I was in a real state. I mean, really, my blood sugars was at 3.2, and if you know about blood sugars, that's really low. And it took a while to climb. It took a while to climb, a long time, and it was a very scary experience, and this was most definitely my moment of truth. I realised that what I've been doing to my body, and I realised that that's not acceptable anymore. Why would you do that to yourself? So since then, Emma's in charge. Emma's in charge of food and drink and everything else. We're monitoring my blood sugars. It's quite interesting, actually. Some of you might have watched. I've got another Facebook group that you probably don't know I've got, called Diary of a Dieter. And it's been going on for about 4 years, where I've tried desperately everything, every diet you can imagine. I mean, I've done them all, every mindset. I've done everything. I've done courses. I've tried everything, thinking it was me sabotaging myself. Little did I know that the sugar has been really the enemy for me on a high level, and I didn't understand. I mean, I knew it was bad for me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid. God, sorry, it's a bit windy out here. You know, I'm not stupid. I understand you shouldn't eat sugar. That whole, oh, will I get away with it? Oh, it'll be all right. I'll start the diet tomorrow. If you have that kind of culture in your head, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But actually, I realised it's not about what I can get away with. It's not. My body's not getting away with it anymore. I'm 47 years old, and I actually thank my body for putting up with the level of crap I've put into it all these years. So yesterday, we managed to get my blood sugars under control, which is great. And obviously, Emma has been doing this since she was 7 years old, so she's an absolute pro at it. She didn't panic. She didn't do anything that, you know, that made me worry. But of course, I was panicking myself. So then yesterday I had, now you're going to love this. So just to go back a bit, in January I registered with the new doctors because I live in a new house, a different house, and I hadn't been to the doctors for 3 years. So that's how little I actually am ill, or thought I was ill. But obviously I've been regulating, or trying to regulate this myself. And when I went to the doctors, they did a well woman check. So they checked my fasting bloods, which were normal, came back normal, which of course they would be. Because what's happening is when I eat a higher, or, well, who knows what level of carbohydrate, that's what we're doing at the moment, then actually what happens is my blood sugars spike. And I don't know if you've ever noticed that sometimes you just feel moody or irritable or tired and lethargic and can't concentrate. My God, when they say you have to control your mood swings through blood sugar, I did not understand what they meant. This last 2 days, I feel like a different person. I feel like a different person. I cannot describe to you the difference it's made to me already. So yesterday, I was hungry and we measured my blood sugar and it was 4.2, which is still okay, but getting low. So this is hypoglycemia. And so then I had, and we're testing it, I had a mug shot. So a very small little thing in my head, mug shot on Slimming World. They used to be free. Don't know if anybody's done that diet. So I had a mug shot, which is, 45 grams of carbohydrate, and my blood sugar went up to 13.2, which is very high, very high. For those that don't know, your sugar should sit between 4 and 8 to be in healthy range. And obviously, well, in an ideal world, I suppose we sit in the middle of that somewhere as often as we can. I hope I get this information right. Emma, I know you're watching. If I get it wrong, please comment and go, that's not what she means, because I'm still learning. Because, when we don't understand stuff, we still learn. And I've been learning it the wrong way, and now I feel like I'm really learning it the right way, like properly learning it the right way. And so then the antidote to this, and this is just a revelation to me, was exercise, because of course I can't inject insulin. I'm not diabetic. Well, certainly not diabetic as diagnosed, and my sugars have regulated themselves on a variety of lower carbohydrate meals, but this high carb meal, it couldn't deal with it. So we went for a walk. Now, of course, I've got a bad ankle, but actually it sustained it. It did well, and when we got back to the car, my blood sugars were 5.7. So exercise was definitely the antidote for me when I had higher blood sugars than was necessary. So it's fair to say I'm on a low carb diet, and not a diet as in I'm dieting, but low carb eating plan to make sure that my blood sugars stay stable, because that, my dear friends, is the answer. And that was my moment of truth yesterday, absolutely without a shadow. On Friday and yesterday and Saturday, it's been a journey, and I can't tell you how differently I feel. My mindset around this has changed. My mindset has been always about, got to lose the weight, got to do this, how much weight am I going to lose, how much can I eat, can I get away with 3 glasses of wine, will I save the sins, how many carbs can I get away with without coming out of ketosis, if I'm fasting, how much can I actually eat? It's been the cheating way. And what I didn't realise is I was cheating my own body and treating my own body with such disrespect. So as you can hear, there has to be a moment of truth. Tony Robbins calls it leverage. The moment of truth where something changes for you. And you'll have had this experience in your life. So whatever it is that you need to change, and whatever you have changed. So I just want you to have a think back to things you've changed in your past, things you've changed in your life. Like I used to smoke 20 a day, 30 if I could get away with it. Listen to the getting away with it. Until my mum died of cancer of the throat. Won't go into too much detail of that. And then my dad had a heart attack, all within the space of 8 months of each other. And I thought, Vivian, smoking, not a sensible plan for you. They both smoked and they died early. If you want to live, you've got to stop smoking. Which, of course, is when I piled the weight on. And now I feel like if you want to live, Vivian, you've got to be lighter. You've got to be slimmer. You've got to treat your body with respect. Otherwise, you can't do the work you want to do in the world. So what is your moment of truth? And what was your moment of truth when you gave things up, decided not to choose them, decided a different way, found a different way of being? It could be anything. It could be starting a business, starting a new career, starting a new relationship, starting a health regime, sleeping better. I've been so tired, and I thought it was just because I wasn't sleeping so well. New relationship, that's all I'm going to say. But actually, you don't sleep well when your blood sugars are high or low. Everything needs to be regulated. You don't sleep well when you're full of food, which is what I was doing. So my pattern prior to this was that I was obviously feeling low in sugar, little did I realise, low in energy, and was filling myself up with sugar and then literally going to bed. I couldn't work out why I was doing it, but now I realise because I needed it, but I was eating too much of it. and not regulating. I was just pigging out. So it's been a massive, massive weekend in my life. And this has been, I'm 47, this has been a lifelong struggle, can I tell you. A lot of it was emotional, but I've done such a lot of mindset work, which is why I couldn't work out, why am I still eating all this crap? Not so much savoury crap, but sugar. And now I finally get it. I've been fighting against my own physiology. I've been fighting against what my body needed. And now I don't have to fight it. I'm working with it. And it's a revelation. Literally, like somebody suggested something yesterday on Facebook and I went, oh no, I couldn't. Why would I eat that? That will spike my blood sugar. So already my mindset is considerate to the needs of my body rather than my emotional needs, which is what I was eating. I thought I was eating for before. So if you've got something you're really stuck on, you need to gather all of the information. So that's how you get your moment of truth. And I put a post out earlier in the week that was all about, sorry, there's somebody at the door. The postman's at the door. I hope Emma's going to get that. Emma, the postman's at the door if you're watching this. So yeah, you need to gather all of the information. You need to understand exactly what the challenge is. Because what happens is all you do is think, oh no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Oh God, I'm so bad. Why haven't I done that? I'm lazy, blah, 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 blah. You'll have a whole load of mindset talk being created. But what you really probably don't know is what the real issue is. I do a lot of work around procrastination. In fact, I run my free 7-day mindset reset on procrastination and self-sabotage. They're kind of all the same thing. We just give them slightly different names. Sorry, the dog doesn't like the postman. Yes, you need to find out exactly what it is. Is it that you're scared of change? Is it that you don't know? You don't know what's causing it? You don't know the information? Or is it that it's just not important enough? Sometimes we don't do things because they're not important enough. And I tell you, I hadn't discovered this or started looking after myself because it just simply hadn't been important enough. And I know it should be, but it bloody well wasn't until now. So I have another Facebook group. There's no selling in it. It's nothing. It's just for you to come on the journey with me. And if you've got your own journey, and I need support, you know, I'm undoing about 40 years worth of shit eating mindset around food. So it's really lovely to hear experiences that you've had or having or actually could have or want to have. So come on the journey with me. I'll post the link underneath. It's Diary of a Diet. There's about 400 people in there already. I've had it for 4 years. And I've been as honest as I can in there. And I'm going to post all my foods that I eat and what happens with my blood sugar and of course my weight, because also what happened on Saturday morning after Friday night is I got on the scales and my God, did I have a shock. I've never seen that number on the scales. Literally I went into shock then again. It was like, talk about that right then, shit just got very, very real in my life. I didn't even know I could be that heavy and still be alive. Well, I really wasn't. So yes, I feel like I had a massive warning from my body to say, you are going in the wrong direction, my dear. You need to absolutely swap it and change it. So thank you for those that have always supported me on the journey, my friends and, you know, clients actually, really supportive. And I want to help you too. So I always said as well that once I sort this shit out for myself, I'm going to help the rest of the world, because I know so many people that have this problem. I really do. And so, yes, watch this space. So I will always coach you amazing businesswomen, because I absolutely love you and I am one of you and you need me as well. But yeah, my business is very much sorted and organised with that. So I'll be able to have some time to spend on this too, somewhere along the line, I should imagine. Not yet, not for a long time, not until I've got it all sussed and sorted. So anyway, that's me on Monday. I would love to know your thoughts and feelings around this, or any experience you've had, how you moderate what you eat and why you do it that way, what your kind of moment of truth was. I would absolutely love to hear about that. And also, if you want to do some business this week and start as you mean to go on at 10 o'clock, we have the mega networking that's live online and free. So I'll drop that link in here if you haven't already joined us for that. I think there was 30. There's normally about 30 of us. There might be more and more are coming along as I'm getting the word out. So if you want to come, or you know anyone else that wants to come, just send them the link as well, and I will see you at 10 o'clock in the Zoom room. Hopefully, because Zoom have had a bit of a problem, hopefully I'll see you in the Zoom room. If not, we'll have to find a different way. Not quite sure what we'll do about that, but hopefully see you then. Have a great week.